Hello everyone. Welcome to big canvas time. Very big canvas time. Kepler, no, stay, you were so cute. He was tucked in between my 18 by 24 canvases and a box I have of 8 by 10 canvases in this tiny little space. He just was curled up in there and now he's gone. Buddy, come back. I got to look over at you and see you. James says, that is definitely a large canvas. Look at it. I gotta get 2 alerts, but look at this. This is my normal canvas size, like what I normally paint on, that I feel comfortable painting on. This is an 18 by 24. That's an 18 by 24. So like when I normally do a video, like everything on YouTube, that's like this. To give you an idea of how big this is. This is the equivalent of a 50-inch TV. Is it bigger than previous big canvas? Yeah. Big canvas before was basically 2 of these side by side. So, like, let's see, 1 here, 2. So that's it. So that's how big this thing is. Now I gotta put this away later. Go over there. Don't fall over. We have a 15-month resub from Devstets, 2 months from Cosplay Theory, and a 15-month resub from Jet Prower. Thank you all. We've upgraded to Mega Canvas. Yeah. Yeah. This thing is huge. I need this ruler. I also used it to focus, because there's nothing on the canvas right now, so it's harder. But I do need to draw myself a grid. We're going to talk about what I'm putting on this. I will be finishing this. I don't know if I'm finishing this today, because if I put this here and work on it, I don't think you're going to get to see much of it. So my thought is maybe Friday I'll go down to tabletop room and paint this and maybe do an overhead of it so you can see that. That might be what I end up doing. Just take a handful of things down there and work on this down there. That's kind of my thought. Because now that this is here, this is gonna be here until it's done. And the camera's going to be there, zoomed out as big as it can be until this is done. So I will finish that, because I want to finish that before I get to the sky on this, because I want to make sure I like how it looks before I do the sky on this. But I will be putting paint on this before I get to that sky. Anise gifted a sub to Chatia. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, actually, I also started a new sketchbook. Look at how pristine this is. Where'd my old one go? I just had it. Oh, I tucked it back here. Because this is old sketchbook. Now I have new sketchbook. It's kind of weird sometimes to start a new sketchbook. It's kind of intimidating. This one is also, like, the binding, the spiral bound, is weirdly falling apart, and I don't know what its issue is. Something is weird about it. But it was time to retire it anyway, so that is fine with me. I think I just need to spin this, so at least doesn't, like, lose the cover in other pages. Okay, so old sketchbook. I lost the back cover already because it fell off somehow. It's gonna go on the shelf with other old sketchbooks. So this is sketchbook 4, I think I've started since 2016. Sounds right? I have other sketchbooks, but this is the stuff like the work stuff. Michaelis' first mail stream for me. Welcome in. So I never like to work on the front page because I always like ruin it or rip it or something. So that page is gone. So this is what I'm going to be putting on this canvas. It's going to be a little bit different than this. Raven says, the trick is mess up the first page on purpose, then the pressure is off. Yeah, that's why I skipped to the second page, because I know that first page is going to get ruined. So this is what I'm going to be doing. And I think I mentioned during Friday's stream that this is in a way, a commission piece. So I sent this to the person and they were like, make the mountain bigger. So I made the mountain bigger and they were like, I also want to see more sky. So I basically just brought up the bottom part here and then brought the top up so I had more of the sky. And this is going to be that Milky Way piece that I'm working on for the study. It was either going to be that or the aurora, but I think the aurora is too saturated. Oh, I hung it on the wall. I was like, where is the aurora piece? So it's going to have Milky Way galaxy sky, mountain will be bigger, and there will be less of the stuff on the bottom, less water. Probably right about to here. So imagine that. So it's going to be a nighttime scene of a mountain and a lake and foliage. So then I redrew it with a grid. And this is in mostly pencil with a little bit of pen, just to know where things are going to sit. So I know exactly on the actual canvas how tall the mountain needs to be and like where it needs to be in space. So I need to grid this whole thing, draw in a sort of plan of where things go, and then I'm going to do a underpainting with raw umber for an underpainting. And then I'll start using the actual true colors. So I made myself a plan, you can kind of see my handwriting there, up here, of what I need to do, and work on that. So this is going to be a whole process. And it's big canvas, so it will take more time. Use a terrain modifying tool? Yeah, it's kind of how it felt. Because the color pencil sketch, also I'm really lazy with color pencil, which is why it's not great. I've just never felt confident in it. I basically just cut out all of this in Photoshop and put a photo of a Milky Way galaxy there so you could see it better. And then I took the mountain and I centered it and just scaled it up in Photoshop. So that's how I ended up sending that to the person who is getting this piece. Vagabond says, when is the deadline? Too soon for comfort. Because what's going to happen is I need to finish this so it can cure. I need to do an isolation coat and let that cure. Jess says, LOL. I need to unstretch this canvas, package it, ship it to the person, and then go restretch it. So it's going to be a whole thing. And I need to have this done and cured and isolation coat and cured so that I can ship it and get it there. Yeah. Ouch. I'm not used to having the easel this low and I smacked my knee on it. Also, I have a lyric song, I'm sorry. We have a 16-month resub from Radio Dread at tier 2, thank you. Ow, that really hurt. Off to a great start today, sure are. So yeah, I had to drop the shelf down. Can we move over for a second? You can see exactly where the shelf normally sits, right here. In fact, I drew myself a little line so that whenever I move the easel and adjust the shelf, I know where it needs to go for my normal 18 by 24. So I had to drop it. Radio Dread says, I got bitten by a hard drive? What? How? Will I be working on this off stream too, or will it all be done on stream? It'll probably be all on stream. Is that centered? That's centered. At some point, if I need to, I have a plan of like, okay, I need to have this done by this week, this done by this week, to kind of give myself some time. And if I have to, I'll just go live some mornings and paint and be a little less active talking to you guys and just working. I'll put in my AirPods or something and just paint. Alright, so I thought about staining the canvas with the raw umber first. Oh, that's what happened, Radio Dread, I'm sorry. So I thought about doing that and then drawing on top, but I really hate when pencil lines show through like acrylic and oil paintings, especially with a grid, because then you can really see it, and I dislike that a lot. And I mainly just kind of want to give myself a guideline for where things are going. See my grid? Like that's what I kind of want to just transfer to the canvas. I'm not going to do a one-to-one perfect everything, because some of this I'm just going to make up on the fly Bob Ross style, and some of it I'm going to really intentionally put on the canvas. Because it's going to depend exactly on how big I make things. So my plan is draw with chalk pastel, and then use my glazing liquid and burnt umber and start to do some of the darker colors for the underpainting. And then just do like a giant wash of raw umber with a lot of glazing liquid to fill in everything else. It'll make sense as I do it. So that's kind of the plan. But I need to sharpen this chalk pastel. And unfortunately, it's a pretty light chalk pastel. So, I don't know how well you can even see exactly what I'm doing. It can be a body doubling stream. Okay, we can do that. It won't be scheduled necessarily. But chalk pastel comes off so easy. And if I miss any of it, it'll just mix in with the paint and dry into the paint layers. And because it's such a light color, it doesn't affect much. Vagabond, I love unscheduled streams. There's always something I need to do. Yeah, same. I cleaned the kitchen the other day. And it's way too hot to be outside, so I don't know. And I took a cool photo the other day. I was like, oh, I'd like to paint this. And I'm like, when am I gonna have time to paint this? I need to work on giant canvas. Oh, it's Kitty, he back. You gonna say hi? What are we doing? Are we causing trouble? Kippo. We want drink. I'm not getting up to give you a drink. How's the garden, by the way, Emmy says. Emmy is calling me out. Garden's not doing great. The snap peas are done because they are more of a spring plant. So like that was gonna happen regardless. The green beans got eaten up by the deer, and I'm thinking the stuff I have on the planters on the porch is almost done, most of it. The mint is doing better. The basil's doing amazing. Chaz, if you want any basil this week, I got basil. But the parsley's doing terrible. The cilantro's doing terrible. The arugula's doing okay, and the spinach is doing bad, but arugula and spinach are both cool weather plants also. So I might try some of those in the fall, but I thought in the meantime, maybe I could put some green beans on the screened-in porch where the deer can't get to them. So that's kind of my thought about what to do there. So yeah, snap peas, green beans are basically done outside. The corn got destroyed by squirrels, even though I put some cayenne pepper down because squirrels taste cayenne. Because we've had a ton of rain, it washed it all off, and they destroyed the corn. I got one ear, and that was it. And I suspect it's partially because our neighbors who used to give us food used to feed the squirrels, and now they have no one feeding them, so they are going after the garden. The honeydew melon are doing incredible, but I don't have any melon yet. I don't think so. The vines are going wild, though. They are taking over the trellis. I swear they grow a foot a day. It is incredible to watch. And the tomatoes are also doing incredible. I have so many, and Chaz, if you want some big tomatoes, I got those too. But the squirrels are going after the tomatoes too, so I'm not sure what to do. All right, so we are gridding this. 10. What did I do the math on? It's 4x4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not right. Oh, it's right this way. I am blanking on my math. Okay, that's what it is. This isn't quite the same ratio. I'm down the squirrels. They're so cute though. We have a 16-month resub from Tachi Gamer 96. Thank you. So my ratio here is not perfect. This is 8 by 10 in the drawing. It's not the same ratio, so I need to do 2 inches off. So it's going to be a little bit off. I'm going to do it this way, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Hi, Keppa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you need a lap? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's enough there. Where are you going? Are you causing trouble? You are causing so much trouble, baby. Where are you going? What you doing? I still feel like my math is off on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm just trying to determine if I like that. And I think the answer is I don't, honestly. Oh, we're making a little bed. Okay, that's acceptable. You do that. Okay. Anyway, back to this. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Switch to other ruler because I don't have any that are long enough. So I'm not 100% sure this is perfectly square, so I'm just going to do way more marks than I need to. Can you guys see those little tick marks that I've made? Ooh, that was a terrible noise. Not really? Okay, sorry. It's gonna be a little bit boring for a little bit then. shoot, the ruler fell. Pickletron says, I think the canvas is a little small. You can see the horizontal lines? Okay. There will be vertical lines as well once I finish these. Okay, there's those. This needs sharpened again. As we say in John's chat, should be bigger. Where did Kip go? Did he leave? He was making himself a little bed on the backdrop. All right, other direction now. So this is also every 4 inches. But this direction I had the ratio right, so. That's not right. Canvas isn't perfect. Go figure. Okay. I want to use the T-square to start these. That one's a little crooked, but that's fine because there's nothing going up there that I really need to draw. It's so big. Am I building my canvas at this size more cost effective than buying pre-made ones at the store, or was it more of a teaching moment for chat? Both. It was way more cost effective to build it because it was easier for a company to ship me the pieces and me to do it myself. And if I do that, that's why this piece is a commission at this size, and I was willing to do it at this size, is because it needs to be unstretched to ship, rolled, shipped, and re-stretched where it goes. And if you can find someone who will re-stretch canvas, you can have someone else re-stretch the canvas for you once it gets there. It is, to me, slightly scarier to stretch a canvas after the paint is on it, but I don't know, I would trust a professional. I'm doing it myself, so we'll see. I'm not that worried about it. I am a little worried about it, but that's how, like, people who do big paintings ship their paintings. I think it's a fun experiment. Padawan Becca says, that canvas is massive. It's so big. It's just so big. I just reuse a TV box? That's not a bad idea, Pickletron. But, like, it's an oversized shipping, so, like, the cost is, like, multiplied because it is so big. Because then it means that the shipping company has to make arrangements for it specifically because it is so big. I'm almost done gridding this. I thought about doing this off screen because I knew it would be hard to see and slightly boring. And then I didn't have time. But listen, it's the whole process. The only thing I didn't show you was gessoing layers 2 and 3 and sanding between all of them. All right, there's our grid. Radio Dread says, I'm thinking of these huge ceiling to floor paintings I saw at the Louvre. Like, huge, must have taken years. Those were oil paintings too. Yeah, like, years to finish. Like, I don't remember how long Seurat spent on, his big piece. Sunday in the Park piece, but, I feel like it was years. We have a 15-month resub from JF Samela. Thank you. All right, I need some water, and then we can start drawing, and then we can put some underpainting down. What is this painting for? This is a commission piece. And if you're coming in late, I suppose I can talk about that while I take some water. This is what I'm putting on this. I was asked to do a night sky of some sort and a mountain, and then, like, nature. So I sent it to the person, and they were like, can you make the mountain bigger and show more sky? So it's actually getting cut about here. Like, this part is getting cut, and there will be more sky. Seurat did for 2 years? I thought it took longer. Dang. To paint all those dots on that piece is amazing. So I did that, and I painted it in color pencil, I drew it in color pencil, and then I had to make the changes. So then I did myself a grid version with it, the correct proportions of, like, where they want the stuff to go. So then I transferred the grid to the canvas, and now I'm going to transfer these same lines to the canvas there. And then we're going to do an underpainting. Where's smaller ruler? And I've lost my pencil. I know exactly where it is. It's just downstairs from when I did the stream where I stretched this. Commission for whom? That's a secret. If I accidentally say it, it's not the end of the world, but I'm trying not to. I'm just gonna use a Sharpie for what I'm trying to do right now, because it's just on this. I need to chop off ½ inch of this last box on the grid because I messed up the ratio. But that's fine. It's for Steven, isn't it? I wouldn't have to ship it if it was for him. All right. So let's just set this here. These are my notes. I was thinking of doing alizarin crimson and phthalo blue for the sky, because I didn't do that in the practice one. I just used black, and I wasn't thrilled with that. So I was thinking, and then these are my notes on underpainting. I was originally going to do Payne's Gray for the underpainting, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should use sienna because that's like traditional. And then I was looking at all of the different neutrals, and raw umber has the most gray to it, I want to say, when you change it. So I decided to do raw umber. So raw umber is going to be my underglaze color. So this is just a fun game where I count boxes and figure out exactly where things sit. So boxes 1, 2, and 3 have nothing in it, and 4 is the start of Pine Tree. And the next Pine Tree, and then Pine Trees kind of go down from there. I kind of feel like this is lower, but that makes sense. And then Mountain starts in this box and comes up here. And crests right about here. And does some weird things there. I might do a little bit more drawing on this to give myself a little bit of a better idea. This guy is the start of this pine tree and this pine tree. I love how you can barely see that. All right, and then let's see. I should probably start on the left because I'm right-handed and I'm gonna smear the chalk if I'm not careful. 1, 2, 3, this pine tree, this pine tree. Pine trees do that, and kind of just go that way. There's gonna be a lot less water in this than I thought. Because that's a huge sky then. Because I'm kind of feeling like I should move the mountain up to here. Let me finish drawing this. There's so much white, but you know it's there. The other thought is I can just spin the canvas 180 and redraw it, because it's going to put this half box at the top. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3. Did I miscount? Oh, I did. Dang it, the mountain does sit there. Listen, you measure twice, paint once. And you can also paint a few more times when you mess up. That's the beauty of acrylic. I did draw everything a box down. No wonder I wasn't liking it. Okay. Okay, cool. Back to this. That feels better. Anyway, we were here. Pine tree, taller pine tree, pine tree. Okay. Good, I'm glad. One, 2.5. Half, 1, 2. We got a little pine tree that sits here. Okay, this is I need more sharpener. I've always considered art/creativity and logic order math to be very separate, unrelated things. The grid drawing here is proving me very, very wrong. I don't ever feel like I've been, I don't know how outdated these terms are or if it's been disproven, but I've always kind of been very logic-brained, honestly, and whenever I took drawing, I really struggled on drawing from life until we did a perspective drawing, doing 1-point perspective, which is incredibly math-related. And that's when I finally was like, oh, and things started to click. And doing a grid drawing like this is a good way to do that. A good way to help yourself when you draw that way. Put the sketchbook on the easel, it was in my way. And Andy's big. Fire Goddess, holy big boy canvas, Batman. Yeah. Vagabond says, when are you releasing a paint by numbers? I've thought about it. I know there's companies that'll put them together custom for you. All right, where were we? Fixing the wrong drawings I had. I should have numbered these to give myself coordinates. That would have been the smart thing to do. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2. We get another pine tree that sits here, and then the edge of the bank starts to come up here. We get pine tree here, maybe a slightly taller pine tree here. And these are all pine trees. I know they look like other mountains, but these are all pine trees too. So this half box here is this reflection here. So half box. Oh gosh, this is where it falls apart for me. Because I'm like, shoot, flip math Dang it. 1.5. Okay, let me start here. This is 3 boxes in here. So yay. That doesn't feel right. It should be here. No, because that's right. Oh, it's not perfect, that's why. It's somewhere in between. That's where our reflection sits, because then this guy can sit here, and then this guy can sit there, and then you sit there. That's where it goes. And then this is our mountain. So we're not going to get the full reflection of the mountain, and that's okay with me. This might need to move down a little bit. Okay, back over here. Pine tree. We got some deciduous trees in here, and some more of them. We have a rock that sits right here. It's gonna get its own reflection. And then the bank sits right there, which I'm gonna forget because it's right on a grid line. And then 1, 2, there's a rock I have drawn in here. And then this bank kind of comes down here a little bit. And we get some grasses, some taller trees. Some clear space. And then we get, there's stuff going on in here, and I haven't figured out exactly what yet. Probably just like random bush of shape. I don't know. And then that'll get reflected here. Because this guy needs to sit reflected down from here. And I'm thinking about maybe curving this bank down a little bit more. I haven't decided. But that's a later problem. Penguin Frog says, this is a commission, but is it going to go onto your Redbubble shop? It is. But what if deer? Just put a little deer right here. I'm not opposed to that. I'll ask them. Have I considered making a car account? I have one. I just haven't posted to it. My thought was, honestly, this is what I'm waiting on. Steven just gave Dan today the footage for the Sumi A painting to make it into a time lapse. So when that goes up, that's going to go on eBay. And I'm going to post the Redbubble as well. And I was like, oh, that's a good time to start using Kara. I love how I've spent an hour drawing a grid and then drawing this one. Okay, back to this so I can kind of see. This comes down here. Okay. In general, this is the shape of everything. I don't feel like the reflection is perfect. It feels a little... That's why this is off. It felt a little shifted. Okay. Next step is erasing the grid lines that I spent a long time on. And then we can start to do underpainting. And yes, this will blend in with the paint as I do the underpainting, but the least amount I have is better, because it can influence the color, and sometimes I've found that it doesn't fully mix in. Oh wait, this is the bank. Don't erase that. There's a lot of eraser shavings everywhere. Cool. I need a mini vacuum. Well, it's sometimes when I take the studio apart, I shake out the drop cloth. And that gets rid of that. Okay. We can start to do underpainting now. So I need to make myself a little value scale. Because I'm probably going to need to make this multiple times. That's slow dry glazing liquid. I did grab a new one of these because I know I'm almost out. Oh, it's right there. Okay, so I need to have 5 values for this, and I'm going to mix up the whole thing, just so I know what I want it to look like. And then we'll move from there. We have a 7-month resub from Raven Shepherd. Right, time for something we can see. Yeah. I am also looking forward to that. Alright, it is difficult to judge how transparent this is. So that is quite transparent. That could maybe be the 3rd one of my 5 layers. Now, because I'm glazing this on with a transparent medium, I could just like mix one color and then start with the lightest stuff and then work my way to the darker stuff. But I decided for some reason that I wasn't doing that. Three, 4, yeah, okay. So this is going to be 4. Wait a second. Yes, okay. You need more. You are not dark enough. So that's my value scale. 1 is nothing. So up here, this is nothing. There, I painted it with just the tiniest bit so I could see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically paint the painting monochrome with these colors, and then we'll start to work in true color on top. So my hope is to get a good deal of this done. And my goal is to paint these 3 colors, the 2, 3, and 4. I need this, and boy is that hard to see. Okay, so now I need to mix up more of this so I have it, and then we'll just start filling things in. And because it's an underpainting, it's kind of a rough draft in a way. So I'm not going to be too upset if I mess anything up. Welcome in, Cole. I'm about to finally put some paint on this thing. I also realized I didn't draw in exactly where the Milky Way is sitting. Probably fix that. Almost out of this. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill in some of these lighter values with this first. So it's going to look wild for a while. Jeff Roberts' color has appeared. Yeah. It's gonna get there. It's just... there's so much. And I still have to do the sides of this thing somehow. All right. Now to fill in some of the mountains. Why not mark canvas with each element of corresponding color? So traditionally, you do an underpainting in sienna. So I'm going a little traditional by using a neutral, and it will influence the final color, and I'm going with this in particular because the painting is going to be quite blue, if you remember from the sketch. So it's going to neutralize the blue a little bit because I have a bad habit of making everything too saturated. So my hope is that by using this, it will make everything less saturated. Probably should have picked a bigger brush. Celium says, would using the corresponding colors instead make the final painting more saturated, or just act as you're painting on a blank canvas? It would probably keep them quite saturated. There's something about using neutrals, though, that helps you start to see the true colors, which is the reason I use a gray palette when I'm starting. And I don't normally always hold it up, so I don't know if you guys remember, but my palette here is a neutral gray, so it helps you see the color better than using something that's solid white or something else. I'm also finding, I think I'm going to want to fill in things slightly different. That's okay. That was too much. That's okay. Chrysalim says, I would buy a painting that was just this. It's very nice. It's kind of fun to paint this way. It's really loose and not as stressful. Wait, it goes this way. Can we start to see it come together? It's fun. Look how fun. And like I said, I realized I forgot to draw on exactly where the Milky Way is sitting, so let's do that. So it starts kind of here off this mountain, and it kind of takes a trip over this way. And I need to know that because I'm still doing the underpainting for the sky. And I don't think this is going to look very good until I start to bring in the true color for this. That's just how it's going to have to be. There's a purpose to this. I do need more glazing liquid on my palette though. Chef Harvest, I can very much see what this is looking like now. Yeah, it's getting there. I knew this would start to make a difference. It's going to be a lot more layers yet with this underpainting. But my hope is to finish this one and then probably the next one. And the sky's going to get darker that way, so that's why I didn't bother doing anything with it with this color. Okay, let's mix up our next darkest color. It's getting warm in this room. I have the door open. What I should do is get a fan down the hall that pushes the air this way. So my next goal is to do the next darkest value, paint that, and then start to do in the darkest ones by layering it. Paint Chipper says it's been too hot lately. Yeah, Raleigh's broken some records, like all-time hottest day on records. And it's been absolutely terrible. And even going out in the morning is way too hot and muggy and not fun to go cycling in. Kaniko says, we're about to get rain for like the next 2 days straight. You can have some of mine. We've had a ton. I mean, we had like 2 weeks with no rain, and now we have rain, but it's just muggy because that's the southeast. I'm very much looking forward to like September. All right, I almost have this the right darkness. Okay. So now my goal is to, I don't need grid picture anymore. Start to fill in the darker parts of this, and we're gonna move it and hopefully not stick the brush to the backdrop. So a lot of this is going to be quite dark because it is a nighttime painting. So honestly, something I might do later is I might just do a very thin wash of this, that's what, on top of everything. Just to make sure I filled in all of the canvas and I don't have any blank spaces. This is a nice song for this. Okay, back to the mountain. And I'm doing a little bit of atmospheric perspective with this, so it's going to be slightly misty. I hear Kepo. Hi, baby. Welcome. I moved the canvas over to do something, and now I need to move it back. I'm realizing I'm stretching, and that's not very comfortable. am out of the color I made. Dang it. Oh, that's where Kepler went. He's back in his little hidey hole that he decided was his. So things I need to do is basically where there's blank canvas anywhere besides where it's going to be super bright, like here, I need to fill in with a paint. And like these areas have a paint on them, but a lot of this doesn't. And this will need to get very dark in this corner. No moon, no moon. You would not see the Milky Way as well if there was a moon. Here, let me post this photo of Kepler. And if a mod could put it in art queue for me. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I do have to reach for it. Oh, Chaz did it. Thank you, Chaz. There, that's where he's sitting. He's being a good boy. He's not chewing plastic. He's just sitting over there asleep. Noah, I'm very amused by that because every time someone has come into chat today, that has been the exact words they have said. Wow, this canvas is big. And he says, unrelated, but I know you know the answer. Do you prefer Kirkland or Spindrift sparkling water? Spindrift. Because it has actual fruit juice in it and just a tiny bit of sugar, so it tastes better. But Steven's like, it's more expensive. Okay, you're really able to see stuff now. Oh, this is fun. I don't like this mountain. It looks weird. I have half of mine just to fill it all in. And so maybe I will. That helped. Okay, now I have to do the water and the sky yet. I think that's finally the end of this bottle. Let's get the new one. Does this have a thing? A seal? It does. I don't know how long I've been working on that other bottle that was this size, but it's been a very long time. It's nice to open a new bottle finally. Nintendo Nitwit says, wow, I got a lot done since I went to do a quick Walmart run. Great job, thank you. Alright, I think I need to work on this part of the water and then kind of meet myself over here. And then work on the sky. We have an 11-month resub from Vinny G Plays, thank you. Who says, hope the painting is going well. It is. This is the underpainting rough draft. So, it's making progress. I'm happy with it. It's just very rough. And it's not anywhere where I need these colors to go eventually, like they're going to change pretty drastically. This way. The mountains are a little off in the reflection, I think, but that's okay. It does look a little bit like smoke, and it will until I add color, I think. Or until I start to add more of the glazing underpainting into this. Kepler, I can hear you snoring, buddy. Oh, wait. That's supposed to stay lighter. Oops. That's better. You guys can't hear the snoozing? He's far enough away from the mic, I think. I think I need a bigger paintbrush. Because, like, this is getting frustrating with how much I have to paint. So let's do that. I will need more of this. And more umber. I mean, the photo that I had the mods put up earlier is Kepi Cam. He has not moved. He is in the same spot. Okay. There's so much of this to fill in. you can see the stretcher bar. See this light line? The support bar? As I hit it. I'm gonna switch back to Tiny Brush for a second to do this. To basically paint around these trees. All right. I'm surprised it's like almost done with this. I wasn't sure I'd finish all the underpainting today. Oh, there's a bristle. Come here. Where'd you go? Okay, I'm happy with that. Like, there's still a few things I need to do because I'm not happy with some of the light space down in here. So what I think I need to do is do more glazing liquid. I'm done with this brush. Kind of on its own. Am I going to be doing the edges? Yeah. They're harder to do on stream with this painting. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing up a very, very transparent color. And I'm going to bring in a little more of that. I'm using up so much glazing liquid. I mean, it's fine. I just got a brand new bottle. It's just, I'm kind of impressed, but of course that was going to happen. Canvas is huge. I'm also out of umber again. And I'm almost done with filling it in because it really smoothed out a lot of this, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Noah, you missed out on ice cream? I'm so sorry. I'll get you ice cream when I see you. It's in my freezer. Promise. Will it have freezer burn? Hard to say. All right, is there anywhere else I need to do this? Water set, here set. That could have gone a little bit more. This is fine. Maybe in here a little bit. Yeah, it's probably the only place. Ugh. Oh no, I lost another bristle. There we go. All right. I know the Milky Way looks ridiculous right now, but it's supposed to. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with this. I do feel like I could get a little bit more in the center of this. Or did it go this way? I forgot. Yeah, that's gonna look insane. Katsuiki says it's kind of giving there's a storm rolling in Jessie vibes, but maybe it's just the sepia tones. Yeah, the sepia tones do influence it a lot. But I'm happy with the composition, and this is a good lineup of where things are going to go and where they're going to sit. I think I put this on too thick right here and didn't smooth it out a long time ago today. But you can kind of get the plan, which is the important thing. I suppose I should do the edges quick. And I just shoved this brush in there. Dang it, I don't have a lot of great big brushes. Like ones I like a lot. You're a sable. You are not good for this at all. I should just clean one of these quick. You can kind of see like how much stuff I have on my table here. So while I'm cleaning this brush before I do the edges of this, let's talk about my plan. So I need to do the sky first. So what I'm going to do is similar to, are my hands clean enough to touch this? How I started this Milky Way piece. I'm going to do something similar where we're going to do a gradient starting from down here upwards, and then we'll fade it into darker colors out that way. And I had done black for this, but I think I'm going to do, what did I write down? What page is it, this page? Alizarin, Crimson, Phthalo Blue, and maybe bring in some Payne's Gray, I'm not sure yet. So we're going to do that. And then after I have that gradient done, we're going to start to tap in the clouds for the Milky Way in here, and they kind of fade out a little bit. And then we'll splatter paint the whole thing. And then that's done. And then I can start to fill in the mountains. Now I'm going to end up probably going over into some of these areas because I'm going to be doing the gradient, and I'll have to like bring the mountain back on top later. But that's okay. That's why I didn't sit there and painstakingly paint every pine tree and everything, because the mountains are going to come down into this. And later when I do these pine trees, the little ones here, the mountain's going to cover up what I had done anyway, so just like a little bit. It's just giving me indication and a map of what I'm going to be doing for the full color. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. So let's grab the edges quick so they are done. How am I going to do this? Like this is... Don't fall over on me. I may have to not do this on stream because I'm gonna probably have to stand up and like go around the whole thing, because I'm gonna have to like get the top of it too. Because I can probably like... Oh yeah, this is the knee I fell on and scraped up. Because I can probably... That's not, like, I don't feel safe on this chair. Can the easel turn? Not easily. Do be careful. Yeah, and I can't move this chair out because there's nowhere to get it out, so this will have to be an off-stream activity. So when you come back next time, this side will be painted and you won't be able to see the other three. Switch bodies with Steven? Maybe. My other thought is like taking it down and bringing it over there and painting it over there. Can the tall man do it? Can he paint? I don't know if we should trust him with that. But this needs to dry really well because it's very, very wet, especially in some of these areas where I put a lot of it in with a lot of glazing liquid. Do I trust him with the canvas? He is more careful than with canvases than I am. And he says, technically, in the most technical sense, he can paint. Penguin Frog, can he? Yes. Should he? Eh. I am curious if I had all of my friends sit down and like really try like what they'd be capable of. I'm just curious because I think they'd all do better than they think they would. Alright, so if that's the case, I can't do anything else on the surface of this until it is good and dry. And I do want to finish the little one, probably downstairs on the tabletop stream setup. So let's see, today's Tuesday. So maybe I'll do that on Friday, let this get nice and cured, and then next week go back and start doing this. I think that's my good plan. Because that way this will be really set, and I won't mess this up. We have a 7-month resub from Julia Whites. Thank you. Alright, things coming up. Today is Tuesday, which means tomorrow is a Metroid day on Steven's channel. Thursday is breakfast stream, and then Friday I will work probably downstairs on the little Milky Way painting. Thank you, Paint Shipper, for rolling Patreon ticker. And then Friday will also be Zelda. And then next week I'll get to putting real color, true color on the canvas. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been fun. I don't feel like I get to paint quite to this level sometimes. This needs to be darker right here. That's a little better. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I'm excited to keep working on this. There's going to be a lot of little things that get added in. Like, I didn't draw every little rock I want to put in here. That would just be too much for this underpainting. So, I'm very happy with how it's looking. It's very moody, which is perfect because it's a nighttime scene. So, thanks everyone for being here. I think there's a vlog out, actually. Vlog. Nope. That's the VOD channel. Yeah, 5 hours ago there was a vlog out. So go check that out if you haven't seen it already. And I do know that Steven is caught up on vlogs and he's working on Japan vlogs for March. So be excited for those things. Alright, go check that out and I hope everyone has a good day and I will see you on Thursday.